Let's talk about visibility modifier. Kotlin provides 4 visibility modifiers: public, internal, protected, and private. The visibility modifiers can be used at classes, interfaces, constructors, properties, and functions. Obviously, based on the modifier, the visibility scope will be different. In this sample code, at each declaration, we have the public modifier. Actually, in Kotlin, the default visibility modifier is public. So if we don't define a modifier, it becomes public. Let's talk about the visibility scope. In terms of top-level properties, functions, and classes, we have the following scopes. The public is default and can be visible from everywhere. In case of the private, it can be accessed from only the same file. In case of the internal, only files in the same module can access. The protected modifier is not available for the top-level members. Next, let's check it out for class members. Like the top levels, public is default. Private members can be visible only in the same class. And protected members can be visible in the same class and the inherited classes. Lastly, in case of internal, it can be visible in any classes in the same module. Let's see the visibility modifier on property. If we define a visibility on a property, it'll limit the property's accessors. But if we define a custom accessor, we can assign a different visibility to the set function. The get function always has the same visibility as the properties. The set function can have a different visibility, but it shouldn't be wider than properties. For example, if the property is private and we try to set the set function as public, we can't. Let's test it out. We have a class and it has a property and a function. And we create an object from outside the class. Since we created the object, we can access the property and the function because the default visibility is public. But if we try to change the visibility to private, we got an error because we can't access the private property from outside the class. Let's say we add another property, and if we add a custom set function, by default, the set function is public. But we can change the visibility. And if we try to get the value of the property, because it's public, we can get the value. However, if we try to change the value, we can't do it. Because the set function is private. This is it for visibility modifier.